and it was such a divine connection. She ended up meeting Dr. Stacia, interviewed Ariana Pierce, which is her daughter. She's going to be on the cover of a magazine that she does. She was and it's so funny, it was 3,000 women at that event, and she was there, and she would actually run into friends of mine, like best friends of mine, just standing in line somewhere. And she would start talking, and then the person would say, hey, I'm here because of Pam Perry. And then the person would say, I'm rooming with her. And she didn't even know it. But it was just, she was in the right place at the right time because she was paying attention of a message that obviously was resonating with her. So what I'm saying in terms of branding is that don't take lightly any of your relationships online. Don't take lightly your Facebook photo, which is the beginning of your brand. If you do not have a good photo, I would suggest anybody in Detroit who wants a fabulous photo, you know where you should go? Monica Moore. Talk about divine setup. Anybody know Monica Moore? Yes. Point. Who did my Facebook photo? Monica Moore. It is awesome. It is one of those photos that when people go on it, I get so many friend requests from that photo. I'm like, oh my God, it's like this photo because it says my brand. It says pink. It says books. It says bookstores. I love bookstores. And Monica was like, why you want to go to the bookstore? I said, that's what I love. And I love pink. So, but that photo took hours. It was not random. And you have to be deliberate about your brand, about your bio. The first part is your photo. You can get some good makeup together. Ty's sister Toy, she does makeup. She'll hook you up. Monica will hook up the photos. But that part in terms of writing the actual profile, and don't make it a boring profile. I have some things about, there's a little guide I have called Bye Bye Boring Bio, but make it a bio that's exciting so that when people land on your profile, that they're attracted to you. Right? And so that's one of the main things. So you want to make sure that your brand starts with your photo. Think about your colors. Think about your URLs too. You know what I'm saying? How do you want to be known? If your name is Shirley, don't say, okay, sometimes call me Cheryl. Because if I go to Google, I'm looking for Shirley. I'm not going to be looking for Cheryl. If it's Bob, make it Bob. Not Robert, not Bobby. Don't put your middle initial. Sometimes you can do that, but for the most part, think deliberate about your brand. If you have a common name, then even put the in front of it, like Brenda Jenkins. I think her website is thebrendajenkins.com or something like that. But think about it before you rush, because you want to make my Twitter is Pam Perry. I was there kind of like early on. Facebook is Pam Perry PR. YouTube is Pam Perry 1. Facebook page is Pam Perry fan page. So you're having that same thing so that when people put in what? Pam Perry in Google, all this stuff comes up. It's probably like maybe about, I don't know how many pages. It's a lot. But I will say this. Google your name. Google your name when you get home and see how many pages are there of you. You're just getting started if you have about 30 pages. You really want to make an indent with the brand. Because think about it, if there's Beyonce or Oprah that has a brand, how many pages do they have in Google? So you put in your name, how many pages do you have? All right. So at this point, I'm going to bring up Ty to talk about branding superstar, because I'm fighting with my contact right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to bring up Ty, and she's going to talk about how she started her brand and where her brand is now, and how brands don't change, but they expand. Creativity is what we have from the Creator, from God. And so you do need to be creative. When God gives you something to be creative with, I don't care whether it's a hairstyle, hairdo, picture, magazine, things like that. This is part of branding. Use it. It all is part of your arsenal of building a brand. A T-shirt, an event, a telephone conference, all puts in a brand. Think of it, everything that you do is deliberate, strategic. It's not overwhelming, but one of the things that it does, it will build your own personal equity. It will build your own online empires. Because then people will call you from around the country, from Facebook, and ask you to speak. And it only happens after a certain time, after they know you, like you, and trust you. And you're not going to meet someone, like when they're little, it's like, oh, little kids meet kids right away and say, oh, Mommy, I met my new best friend today. It's like, your best friend already met him today. Okay. But over time, people have to know you and like you and know if you're sincere. And that's what they will find up online about you. They will Google you. Don't think, even if somebody is dating you, don't think that they're not Googling you. So don't put no pictures out there about, you and whatever. It's like they're going to Google you. Or an employer. An employer will Google you. So what does your brand say about you? You have to make sure that your brand is consistent. Consistent. Don't start a blog and leave it. If you start a blog, delete it if you're not going to keep it up. Keep that brand consistent. There's so many things that I want to tell you all, and we'll leave questions at the end, but I want to bring up Ty and Kim. And the reason why these two authors I wanted to show you, because they are full-time, they are ministers. But the main thing before you start any branding is know your mission. And their mission is about the gospel. There's no way that I'm not going to say that, you can be a branding superstar if you don't have any depth. It can't be all fluff. It can't be all pretty pictures. Now that helps and enhances it, but you've got to have some depth if you want it to stick. It can't be just about, I got new makeup and I got new hair and I'm going to be the new star. Okay, it starts with ministry. And the ministry means that you want to serve people. And it doesn't come without sacrifice. There's song by C.C. Wyman about the anointing. You never know the price. You never know the price of what that anointing costs, because they are in ministry full time. And when I told this to Ty, and I told it to Kim the other day, I said, you know what, they are gifted. Kim can sing, she can write. They can take this out of the church mode and put it somewhere in corporate America and be paid 10 times more. Because Christians sometimes don't value the things that the world values. And that's another part of my mission. That's why I call it Cash In 2010. We have to learn to invest if we want to go into a new level. My pastor teaches you sow and you grow. That's the basic thing. It's in the Bible. And so with that, they have their books and things like that. If they were to take them and then flip them and not put Christian words on them and just sell them just regular non-Christian to non-Christian folks, they'll probably would be, on open. But because they are really ministers and called by God, God is faithful to them. There's no doubt about it. But the fact is that we have to learn to value that. A lot of the things that I do on the internet, you can see a little bit of my brand is not so much geared towards Christians. But I still have Christians following me because of what I stand for. But really, I'm reaching out beyond that. And so my brand is the same, but you're just reaching a different market. My heart will always be for God's people. But then I also know that sometimes God's people need to smarten up and sharpen up and then move faster a lot quicker. And the internet is that thing. And so when the lady today said that she didn't have the internet, it was like, no, it's time out for that. There's no excuse. You got to get with it. And I say that to get with it because if Jesus were to come back next week, he's going to ask you, what did you do to promote the gospel? Did you forward an email? Did you help something? Did you give somebody a book? Did you give a box? I mean, what did you do? And you can't say, well, I didn't turn my computer on last week. I missed that message. It's things that are there. And God can't put any more messages around you than he has in this time and place. They say really about this time that the average attention span for an adult is about 8 seconds. So I know I'm way over. you all are like, whoo, I'm in another land. Monica's on top during a cruise, Rhonda's missing for the kids, so, only person over there is Nate. Nate's like, well, tell them about the Bible. Tell them about the Bible, But, part of it is that we have to make these connections. We do have to hear. We have to listen to social media. It does take time, but it does pay. It does pay off. And so with that, I'm going to have Ty come up and tell you about how she's been branded, this branded superstar with future wife here.